please introduce yourself and proceed with the presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ahsan Rifat. I have come from Bangladesh, and after working almost half a year as a lecturer at a university, then I decided to study in South Korea, specifically in Chungnam National University. And now I study in the Department of International Trade, and basically my interest in the logistic methods. So that is my research interest. So today I will present my ongoing study entitled Examining the Effects of IT Capabilities and Shipper Characteristics on Maritime Port Safety Performance through Smart and Green Operation based in Bangladesh. This study focuses on Bangladesh maritime ports and investigates how digital technologies, environmental awareness, and institutional factors contribute to safer port operations through the implementation of smart and green port practices. So, maritime ports are vital to Bangladesh's economy and international trade. The southern part, we have Chattogram port, and it alone handles more than 90% of the country's containerized cargo, while Mongla and Paira ports support regional trade and connectivity. Despite their performance, these ports face challenges such as congestion, infrastructure limitations, operational inefficiencies, environmental pollution, and safety risks. To address these issues, ports worldwide are adopting smart technologies like AI, IoT, automation, and data analytics, along with green initiatives focused on emission reduction and sustainable operations. However, research integrating technology, sustainability, and safety performance in developing countries remains limited. So therefore, this study examines how the IT capabilities and shipper characteristics can enhance maritime port safety performance through smart port operation and green port operation under the institutional pressure. So this is an ongoing study, and here the smart port operation refers to the application of digital technologies to improve port efficiency, coordination, and safety. Ports today generate large volumes of operational data when supported by strong IT infrastructure and effective information management capabilities. This data can be transformed into actionable insights. So at the input stage, ports require reliable IT infrastructure, effective information management systems, and these resources enable smart port operations through automation, IoT monitoring, data analytics, and intelligent logistic coordination. As a result, the ports can achieve predictive maintenance, reduce human error. The logic forms the foundation for our first set of hypotheses. I will talk about it later. And in addition to technology, if we talk about the environment, the sustainability has become an essential aspect of modern port management. At the input stage, shippers and consignors require environmental awareness to conscience the green practices. It can enable green port operation, including the energy efficiency programs, emission reduction, waste management, and sustainable resource utilization. And here clearly we can see the safety outcomes as we can see that the cleaner work environment, reduced hazards, and better occupational health, and enhanced safety compliance. So if we try to integrate the role of smart port operation and green port operation simultaneously, then we can see we have AI and automation, IoT and real-time monitoring, big data analytics, and intelligent logistics coordination. And on the other hand, for green port operation, we have the variables like energy efficiency, emission reduction, waste management, and sustainable resource utilization. So here we can get the combined benefits such as higher operational efficiency, improved safety performance, environmental sustainability, and long-term competitiveness. So now we will talk about the conceptual framework. I am following the structural equation modeling. So here, this framework contains 4 independent variables that are IT infrastructure, information management capability, and here on the green side, shipper consignor characteristics, the environmental awareness, and green practices. So here, these 2 variables goes to the smart port operation. These are in favor of the green port operation. So together, the smart port operation and green port operation can apply their effects on safety performance of the ports, where the moderating variable will be the institutional pressures. So that is my model I'm working with. So now here describing the first variable, IT infrastructure and smart port operations. So we have 4 categories of sub-variables, which are real-time monitoring systems, emergency communication networks, risk identification technologies, and reliable and stable IT systems to monitor the port environment and safety issues. So hereby, based on these issues and these sub-variables, we can propose the first hypothesis, that is, in IT infrastructure positively affects smart port operation. And for the second one, information management capability. So effective information management enables better coordination, improved design making, enhanced safety compliance, early identification of operational risk, greater operational efficiency, and thereby we can propose another hypothesis, the second part of H1, that states that information management capability positively affects the smart port operation. And if we move next, here the green issues. The first one is environmental awareness. So environmental awareness refers to the extent to which the shippers and cargo owners recognize environmental impacts and support sustainable logistics choices. When stakeholders understand environmental risk and regulations, they are more likely to support green initiatives and environmentally responsible port services. So this encourages the ports to invest in sustainability programs and environmental management systems. So here we propose the first part of the second hypothesis, that is environmental awareness positively affects the green port operation. And on the other hand, the second portion of the environmental variable, that is green practice. So if we imply the sustainable logistic activities, eco-friendly cargo handling, low emission transportation, and participation in green initiatives, the possible outcomes can be the cleaner port operation, improved worker safety, reduced environmental risk, stronger regulatory compliance, and increased sustainability performance. So thereby, we can suggest and propose the hypothesis that the green practices positively affect the green port operation. So now, the first 2 variables mediates to the ultimate variable, that is smart port operation. So here we can propose the hypothesis that smart port operation positively affects the overall safety performance of a port. And secondly, the green port operation, that can also positively affect the safety performance of a port. So we will study green port operation and smart port operation together. Now, about the moderating variable, that is institutional pressure. So here the term institutional pressure refers to external forces influencing organizational behavior. These pressures may come from the regulatory enforcement from the government or international standards, government oversight, and industry and stakeholder expectations. So the possible outcomes can be the stronger implementation of smart technologies, greater adoption of green practices, higher compliance with safety regulations, improved accountability, and better worker protection. So here we can propose 2 hypotheses one by one. The first one is institutional pressure strengthens the smart port operation safety and performance relationship, and on the other hand, it can also positively affect the green port operation and safety performance initiatives. So here the study adopts quantitative and explanatory research design. Its purpose is to examine causal relationships, test the proposed hypothesis, analyze mediation effects, analyze moderation effects, and employing the structural equation modeling, because it enables simultaneous examination of multiple relationships within a complex theoretical framework. The expected outcome is validation of the proposed model explaining maritime port safety performance. If we talk about the variables and measurement of constructs, so here 8 constructs are included, as we can see here. Okay. So the first 8 are there: the IT infrastructure, information management capability, as we have discussed before. But here in this study, we used a Likert 5-point scale to make the study easier, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And the approach ensures reliability, validity, and consistency of measurement. The data is being collected right now, targeting maritime industry professionals in Bangladesh, and the respondents include the port authority officials, terminal operators, shipping managers, logistic managers, freight forwarders, shippers and consignors, and government agencies. And the survey will focus on the three major ports in Bangladesh: Chattogram, Mongla, and Paira. And if we move to the next one, you can see. So about the sample size, it was determined using the Cochrane's formula with 95% confidence level with 5% margin of error and maximum variability assumption. The recommended sample size was 385, whereas the 200 is enough for performing the structural equation modeling test. But till now, as I have collected already 318 responses, so I am confident that I can easily collect the rest of the data to fulfill the requirement of 385 responses. The sample size is considered adequate for structural equation modeling and sufficient for testing the proposed hypotheses and relationships. Currently, the collected data has this kind of demographic information like about the categories. We can see the port side operator, shipping service, all the criteria that fulfilled through the responses collected. And here we can see the experience span, so like less than 3 years, 3 to 5 years, more than 5 years, like 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, and also more than 15 years experienced people gave their opinion on our research data collection. And here also covers the 3 ports. This is the largest port in Bangladesh, that's why it's covering more than 50%. The second largest, and there's a new one and a small one there. So, as we can see, we are following the structural equation modeling method, so we have 3 stages to perform the research and data analysis. For the first stage, we are going to perform the confirmatory factor analysis, and here we will assess the reliability using the Cronbach alpha and composite reliability, convergent validity using factor loadings and average variance extracted. Discriminant validity to confirm construct distinctiveness. Successful assessment will indicate the measurement instruments accurately represent the theoretical constructs. And if we move next, we can see here the second stage that involves the testing the structural relationships among the variables. The stage evaluates with all proposed hypotheses and estimates path coefficients. We can see the direct effects through hypothesis there. And for the next, we will do the moderation and model fit assessment as well through the chi-square, CFI, TLI, RMECA, and SRMR test. So it will undergo multiple data analysis procedures actually. And there are some weakness or common method bias or robustness can be there. So because all variables are measured through a survey questionnaire, so common method bias may be a concern. So to minimize this issue,
can you do faster?
Yeah, sure. So that can employ several procedure problems. So in addition, we will perform the Harman single factor test to reduce this problem. So here are all the variables together.
Result.
And okay, so Professor, if I want to conclude, the research and study is currently at the data collection stage. So I have collected 318 data. So maybe by June I will be performing the analysis and I can produce the results. So far I could give the hypothesis based on the literature, and that's how I have come forward with the study so far. Thank you very much.
I understand you give some the empirical result, so I a little press you due to the time limits. Sorry about that.
Sure.
Okay. You are now in the step of the data gathering.
Yeah, data collection.
Okay. Is there any comment or too many people? So you first and then.
Yeah. Well, since we know that in Incoterms 2020, there were major rules such as changing from the A2 rule to DPU rule.
Yeah.
And do you believe in the following Incoterms 2030, does this AI technologies is going to affect the changes in majority?
Yeah, I also agree with you, because we're hoping that using the AI and AI or IoT tools, we can improve the port safety monitoring efforts, because every year in many countries the workers at the ports, they die and it has become a major issue, even in Korea also. So if we can ensure that the use of AI or IoT can ensure the major monitoring and reducing the safety hazards, then it will come into fruitfulness. So that is the purpose of the research. Thank you.
Okay, the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for your presentation. My question is, can a board both smart and green at the same time?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, it seems to be very difficult to employ both the smart port operation and green port operation simultaneously. That is the assumed outcome or hypothesis we can propose now, or based on the collected data, we can expect that this will occur. But in reality, maybe it will take time. So maybe at first the smart port operation take place, and after ensuring the proper monitoring issues and using the AI tools and digital infrastructures, maybe on next we can work with the environmental sustainability with the health hazard. So maybe it will come one after another. So it will be a very long-term project to deploy the technique and see the results afterwards. I think so.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
We take the last question. You?
Thank you for your presentation. What kind of jobs may replace, like traditional jobs in ports because of AI automation?
Actually, nowadays we are focusing pretty much on AI, but I don't think personally this kind of safety issues or health safety, environmental protection issues that can be covered by AI only, AI alone. Actually, AI cannot replace all the human efforts all alone. So the involvement of real-time human effect and human job is necessary here. So it can be completely replaced with AI, but if you ask about what kind of job roles, like as I have discussed in the port roles and port operators here, just 1 second. Okay. So here, as we can see, there are port side operators, shipping service providers. So there can be multiple roles played by the port operators that is run by the government in Bangladesh, and also the regulatory agencies as an institutional pressure. So law and human effort both will work, and also if the stakeholders like the shipping service providers or logistic intermediaries, all of them want to have the green practice in real time, then the job role can be decided, or the job role can be dependent on the port side operators and government or regulatory agencies. That is up to my hypothesis. So after completing the data analysis, maybe we can find something else. So I can only share after completing the data analysis. So far this is at the data collection stage, so I cannot confidently say something new right now. That's why.
Okay, thank you for the very active response from the floor. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the very impactful research. Thank you very much.